The beginning of the end. Lara was a worker ant, one of many in the large, organized ant hill of the Verdejante Valley. They all had specific tasks, and Lara was one of the best at finding food. However, the ant hill lived by strict rules, and any mistake was severely punished. One day of intense work, Lara found an apparently perfect piece of fruit, but she didn't notice that it was rotting inside. Taken to the ant hill, the fruit contaminated the food supply. The queen, furious, gathered all the ants together and, without giving them a chance to explain, decreed that Lara should be exiled. Lara tried to argue, but her voice was drowned out by the unanimity of the clan. That same day, she was taken away and left to her own devices. Frightened and alone, Lara wandered the vast territory beyond the Green Valley. The ground seemed immense, and the dangers were many: hunting birds, ants preying on other ant farmers, and even humans trampling the ground. The first night, Lara found shelter under a fallen leaf, but loneliness consumed her. Used to the frenetic pace of collective work, she didn't know how to survive alone. Over the next few days, Lara began to adapt, learn to protect herself and look for food. She found a small stream which became her refuge. Despite this, the emptiness in her heart remained. Lara wanted a family. After weeks of survival, Lara spotted a small group of ants marching in a line. It was a different anthill, much smaller than hers. She decided to follow the group from a distance, observing how they acted. When she reached the anthill, Lara noticed something curious. All the ants suggested they worked in harmony, without the military force she knew. She decided to approach. Before he could enter, he was stopped by a group of soldiers. "Who are you and what do you want here?" said one of the guards. Lara explained her story, hoping for understanding. The guards took her to the leader of the group, Queen Zara, an experiment ant with slightly broken antennae, a sign of ancient battles. The guards exchanged suspicious glances. They knew that accepting a stranger could lead to trouble, but Lara didn't seem to be a threat. Even so, the rules required that the queen be consulted. Lara was led to the center of the anthill, where Queen Zara reigned. Unlike the other queens Lara knew, Zara was not distant and authoritarian. Her posture was gentle, but her intelligence shone in her eyes. "Do you want to join us?" Zara said with a calm but firm tone. "Yes, Your Majesty. I know how to work hard. Just give me a chance and I'll prove my worth." Zara thought for a moment and said, "We only welcome those who show courage and commitment. There is something you can do for us. A flower rich in nectar is not the territory of a poisonous spider, our greatest enemy. We need nectar to survive the coming dry season. If you bring the nectar, you will be welcome among us." Lara hesitated. Fear gripped her heart, but she knew that this was her only chance. "I accept the challenge," she replied with determination. Lara set off at dawn. The flower was only a few meters from the anthill, but the territory was dangerous. On the way, she found scattered webs, signaling that the spider was nearby. When she finally spotted a flower, her heart raced. The spider was huge, with long legs and wide eyes. Lara knew she couldn't face it directly, so she needed to strategize. Using her agility, Lara waited for the right moment. When the spider turned away from the flower to check another part of the web, Lara ran as fast as she could, climbed the flower, and collected the nectar. However, as she descended, the spider survived her presence. With increasing speed, it moved in, blocking the way out. Lara had to use her wits. She dropped a small stone onto the web, distracting the spider long enough to escape. Lara returned to the anthill with the nectar. The ants greeted her with looks of admiration. No one believed that a foreigner could have such courage. "You met the challenge bravely and intelligently," said Zara. "Now you're one of us." The ants celebrated Lara's arrival with a small party. For the first time since her expulsion, Lara felt at home. As the days went by, Lara showed her worth in many other ways. She taught the ants strategies she had learned in her old anthill and brought new ideas to improve the collective work. Zara, impressed, appointed Lara a leader among the workers. Now, Lara wasn't just part of the colony, she was essential to its future. Lara looked at the horizon alongside her new companions. The past, with its pain and rejection, now seemed far away. She had found something much greater than she had imagined, a home where she was accepted and valued for who she was. Translated with deepl.com, free version.